How to create dynamic top end based on user input. We have two visuals and we have slicer. Once end user select this slicer, accordingly the visuals should change or filter, and the title of each visual should change dynamically based on the user input. Let's see how we can achieve this with the help of parameter, DAX function and visuals. Today in this video I will show you how to create a dynamic top N ranking in Power BI using the rankx DAX function and user controlled parameters. Before that, let me tell you the importance of dynamic top N in Power BI. Instead of manually filtering the top N values, users can choose how many top ranking items they want as per their wish to see dynamically. This function is useful in sales analysis, in customer ranking, and for employee performance reports and more. By the end of this video, you will learn how to create a what if parameter and how to use the rankx function in DAX. Finally, how to filter the top N dynamically based on user input. So, without wasting the time, let's get started. We will use a sales dataset containing customer name, total sales amount and region. Let me explain you with a scenario. Imagine you are a sales manager and want to analyze the top N customers based on sales. But instead of a fixed top 5 or top 10, you want to allow users to choose the top N dynamically. Let's see how we can achieve this with the help of parameters, DAX functions and visuals. First step to create a dynamic top N in Power BI is creating a what if parameter. What if parameter allows users to control the top N dynamically. To create parameter, go to report view, choose modeling tab and select new parameter. Here we have two options, numeric range and fields. Choose numeric range. It will show you the parameters window. We will name this parameter as select top N and we choose data type as whole number, then set minimum as 1 and maximum as 20 because we have more than 20 records, so that we can show maximum 20. If you want to increase that maximum number, you can increase it as per your scenario. Then we set default as 5 and increment value as 1. Before selecting create, make sure you have selected add slicer to this page, because if you select this option, Power BI will create a table and a slicer automatically. I have selected this option. Now select create and now go to table view. Previously we have only one table, which is sales. Now we can see additional table, which is calculated table created by parameter, and the name of the table is select top N. Inside of this table We have two types of calculations created by default. One calculation created using generate series. Let me make it zoom. Now we can see generate series DAX function, which is helpful to generate numbers from 1 to 20 with an increment value 1. And then another calculation, it is like measure, and the measure name is select top n value, and it uses selected value DAX function, which provides the dynamic result by getting the input from the end user, and the default value we have provided is 5. These two calculations created automatically. We have not done anything. We have just created only parameters, and that parameter created these two calculations automatically. Next, go to sales table and create a new measure to rank customers based on their sales. For that, right click sales table and choose new measure. We will name this measure as customer rank, because we are going to find the rank for each customer. In this measure, we use rank x DAX function, which is helpful to find the rank. Inside of rank x, we use all to ignore context filter and explicit filter, and choose customer name column from sales table and close the parenthesis. Now do shift enter. Before that, put comma, shift enter. In expression parameter, we provide expression as calculate sum of total sales amount from sales table, close the parenthesis of sum DAX function and close the parenthesis of calculate DAX function. We ignore value parameter, so we put comma, and once again we put comma. Now we need to choose, either we need to rank in ascending order or descending order. We want to rank in descending order so that we can easily find top n customers. Then comma, we use dense to avoid gaps in ranking. Close the parenthesis of rank x DAX function. Now you can click commit. We did not get any error. Now let's create another measure to calculate the total sales amount. For that, right click sales table and choose new measure. We name this measure as sales amount, and we use sum DAX function and select total sales amount from sales table and close the parenthesis, commit. The importance of creating this measure is we can use this measure anywhere in any other measure calculations or calculated columns, so that we don't need to repeat the calculation for sum of sales. Next, the aim of this video is to show top end customers and sales. To achieve that, we create another measure, right click, new measure, and name this measure as top end customer sales. In this measure, shift enter, we use if condition statement as customer rank measure less than or equal to select top n value. If this condition is true, then it should return sales amount from sales table. Else, it should return blank. Close the parenthesis and commit. So far we have created three measures. Now we need to get dynamic title in all visuals based on the user selection. For example, if any user select 3 as input from slicer, then title of visuals, it might be any visual, it might be either table or bar chart, it should change, the title of that visual should change dynamically, like top 3 sales by customer, and if they select 10, then title of visual should change accordingly and show top 10 sales by customer. To achieve this, we need to create another measure. Select sales table, right click, new measure, and we name this measure as dynamic title, because we are going to use this measure for getting dynamic title, and we provide title as, the title should start as top with space, we use ampersand symbol to concatenate with select top and value measure, and we use another ampersand symbol to concatenate with another text, and we use text within double quotes. The text should be top 5 with space sales by customer. So this measure will provide the dynamic title for each visual based on the user input. Commit. Now go to report view. Let's visualize these measures in visual format. For that, select this slicer visual and expand it. Let's reduce this size so that we can see the visual in proper way. Let's expand it. Make sure you have selected the slicer visual. Go to format your visual. In slicer settings, choose style as tile and selection as single select. Now we can see numbers from 1 to 20 in tile format, and we can select only one at a time. Next, if you want to change the values, then go to values and background color. You can drag little bit, choose this dark blue and font color as white so that data can visible brightly. If you want to increase that font size, then you can increase it. I increased up to 13. Then we don't want this slicer header, so let's switch off and go to general, and we provide the title and we give text as dynamic top in with user input. And if you want to change that font size, and let make it middle. Okay, now we can see 1 to 20 here. Next, select table visual and drag customer name and top n customer measure. We have selected only one, so by default it is showing 1. If we select 10, then it will show top 10 customer details, and here we can see that title is changing dynamically as per the user input. That same thing, select bar chart, select customer name and place it in y-axis and top n customers in x-axis. We can see top 10 sales by customers in bar chart view. We use the dynamic title measure in title of each visual to get dynamic title based on the user input. You can select any visual, go to format your visual and go to general. In title, you can select the conditional formatting. In format style, choose field value, and in field you can select dynamic title measure. Then click OK. The same thing you need to do it for this bar chart as well. Select this bar chart, go to general, title, conditional formatting and choose format style as field value and choose dynamic title measure. Then click OK. Now, whenever a user changes the top n value from the slicer, the table and chart update dynamically as per the end user input. Let me tell you where can you use this dynamic ranking feature. You can use this for sales analysis to rank top n customers by revenue, or you can use this for employee performance to show top n employees based on their performance score, or you can use this for marketing campaigns to analyze top n campaigns based on conversions. This technique makes you Power BI reports very interactive and powerful. Let's go for quick recap. What we have done so far. We have created a what if parameter to select top end dynamically. We used RankX to calculate dynamic ranking, and we applied filter to display only top end customers. Finally, we built an interactive report with slicers and visuals. Now your Power BI report is fully interactive and user driven. Dear customer, it's time for question to all of you. What other Power BI features would you like to learn? Let me know in the comment below. If you found this video helpful, like this video, subscribe this channel for more Power BI and DAX tips, and do share this video with your team. See you in the next video. Happy learning!